All right, good morning, everyone. This is, welcome to Lavaca County Commissioners Court. This is a regular called meeting of the Commissioners Court. Today is February 26, 2024, and this is our 10 a.m. version of Commissioners Court. And we will start with roll call. Precinct 1.
Here.
Precinct 2.
Here.
Precinct 3.
Present.
And Precinct 4.
Present.
And the judge is here, so let the record reflect that all 5 of us are here today. And with that, we will start with our invocation and pledges. Our most Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day here in Lavaca County. Thank you for the sunshine. Thank you for the spring-like conditions we have, Lord. We always ask for your blessing of rain for this county that helps us grow our cattle and helps this county stay strong. And Lord, we ask for those things today. We also ask that, Lord, we're in an election cycle, in a primary election cycle, and we just ask, Lord, that you be with all the candidates who have committed themselves to winning and running a successful campaign. And Lord, we ask that you be with the winners and the losers, no matter what happens in these election cycles, and that we're just so grateful for the candidates that have stepped up to serve us and to say yes to serving under you, Lord. And we ask for all these blessings today in your name. Amen. And now our pledges. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. All right. Before we get started, do we have any announcements of any kind? Anybody want to make? If not, I will start by I'm going to announce how this agenda is going to go today. We have 2 executive sessions listed on our schedule. The first one is going to be right off the bat. We have a TAC representative back in the judge's office setting up a slide presentation for us commissioners, court members. And so we'll go back there approximately 10 minutes. So it's going to take 10 minutes right off the bat, and then we'll be out of that. The last executive session we have scheduled is number 13. I'm going to make that be the last agenda item of the day. So we'll do our consent agenda first, do all our signing, and then we will move into that executive session. That could take 30 minutes or so. And then after that executive session, we'll call the clerk back to the courtroom to close the session and close the court session. Does that make sense? So that's how this will go today. With that, agenda item number 1, executive session to discuss cybersecurity issues with Texas Association of Counties representative. Do I hear a motion?
So moved. Second.
Motion made by Precinct 3, seconded by Precinct 4 to move into executive session. Any discussion or comments? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, we are in executive session. We will go back to the judge's chambers for that executive session. And we'll be back in approximately 10 minutes. Reconvene.
So moved. Second.
Motion made by precinct 3, second by precinct 4 to close executive session. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, executive session was closed at 10:32. Excuse me. My computer shut off on me in the meantime, so. Item number 2, discuss and approve any immediate network changes with TAC. And again, I don't think we have any changes to make at this time, so we're going to table that unless we have a motion.
Make a motion to table item number 2.
Okay, motion to table.
Second.
Motion was made by precinct 4, second by precinct 3 to table, making any immediate changes to the network with TAC. Any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. That motion has been tabled. Item number 3, discuss and approve division order between Baytex Energy and Lavaca County. That's found on page 1 and 2. We did have the county attorney look over that, and he said it was acceptable to sign as is. So do I hear a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the division orders between Baytex Energy and Lavaca County.
Second.
Motion made by precinct 3, second by precinct 4 to approve the division order between Baytex Energy and Lavaca County. All those in favor, or any discussion?
No, it's just a basic cut and dry division order.
Yep.
That'd be good.
All right.
This is regarding normal rights or royalties?
Correct.
We're entitled to?
Correct.
That's right.
All right. Motion made by precinct 3, second by precinct 4 to approve the division order between Baytex Energy and Lavaca County. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. That motion passes. Next item up, found on page 3, advertise for bids for the purchase of the following items for Lavaca County roads: purchase of seal coating and resealing, and purchase of gravel post oak pit run with red binder.
Basically, this is our March bids we do every year on these same two, because the price of oil will reflect the bids in March. So I'll make a motion to advertise for bids for the purchase of the following items in Lavaca County roads. The purchase of seal coating and resealing, and a purchase of gravel post oak pit run with red binder.
Any timing on that?
Second.
Motion made by precinct 3, second by precinct 4 to advertise for bids for the purchase of the following items for Lavaca County roads: purchase of seal coating and resealing, and purchase of gravel post oak pit run with red binder. I have here in the agreement we're going to sign is that we will accept bids in this office until March 14th, 2024 at 10:45 a.m. Bids will be discussed and awarded at the Commissioners Court regular meeting on Monday, March 25th, 2024 at 10 a.m. So bids must be in by March 14th, 2024 at 10:45 a.m. And that's to the county judge's office. Or still bids must be plainly marked and received by Shana R. Opiello, the Lavaca County Auditor. There's two different dates on here. The first one is times. They must be received, sealed bids must be plainly marked and received by Shana R. Opiello, Lavaca County Auditor, 109 North LaGrange Street, Hallettsville, Texas, 77964, until 10:30 a.m. on Thursday, March 14th, 2024. Then the bids will be opened at 10:45 thereafter by the county judge and commissioners, or the designee. All right, I hope that's clear. Motion made by precinct 3, second by precinct 4. Any other discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. That motion passes. Number 5, found on page 4, advertise for bids for the purchase of a new 2023 Ford F-150 pickup truck for precinct 2. Do I hear a motion?
I so move. Second?
Motion made by precinct 2, second by precinct 1, to advertise for bids for the purchase of a new 2023 Ford F-150 pickup truck for Precinct 2. Do we have any comments?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The marketplace is changing, and it's to our betterment. I went out on buy board to, let's say bid board, buy board, to try to purchase a vehicle, and found that the quotes that came back in were about 6,000, 4,000 to 6,000 above market. And so the marketplace out there has the opportunity for us to actually buy a piece of equipment and pay less for it. And so thus I came back with this idea and said, let's go out for bids and just give everybody a shot at it. Buy board is very useful, but I found it to be limited in some ways. There's no dealers close to us at all. And so we've not bought any equipment in, looks like about 4 years, 5 years. And so we've saved our money, and now we can do this. We have multiple vehicles, half-ton trucks, 3 of them that are 95 and older, year model 95 and older. And so we need to replace some equipment. We've done a lot of driving and patching and driving. And so we're going to do an update with this and pass down newer vehicles to the crew.
So you're saying a 29-year-old truck is too old?
No, I'm not saying it's not too old. It's not too old to be used on the farm, but to drive back and forth around the county, we do a lot of patching, and so we have that same challenge, with equipment. It's very expensive to replace equipment, so we have to do our due diligence in being able to get the best we can for our money.
Gotcha. Okay. And those sealed bids must be plainly marked to be received by Shana R. Opiello, Lavaca County Auditor at 109 North LaGrange Street, Hounsville, Texas, 77964, until 10:45 a.m. on Thursday, March 14th, 2024.
And it doesn't matter the way you got it on your specs, it can be 2 or 4-wheel drive?
No, it's 4-wheel drive.
Okay.
It should be 4-wheel drive.
Okay. And it says here, if they have any issues on the specifications, they can contact Wayne Faircloth at 361-772-8266.
If they're requested.
There's a question.
No,
Okay.
there-
All right.
So
So
there can be.
got a motion made by Precinct 2, second by Precinct 1, to advertise for bids for the purchase of a new 2023 Ford F-150 pickup truck for Precinct 2. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes. All right, moving right along. Excuse me. Item number 6, found on page 5 and 6, discuss and approve Lavaca County Fire Association's mutual aid agreement that was signed and dated February 8, 2024 by all 5 Lavaca County volunteer fire departments. Do I hear a motion?
So moved. Second.
Motion made by Precinct 4, second by Precinct 3, to discuss, acknowledge, and approve the Lavaca County Fire Association's mutual aid agreement that was signed and dated February 8, 2024 by all 5 Lavaca County volunteer fire departments. Any discussion?
I'd just say, Judge, how important this is, because we're seeing this across the county. The county's vast, and people live in a lot of different areas. I have a Schulenburg mailing address. My neighbor across the road has a Moulton mailing address. And so when we call, we're not sure who we're going to get. And so it's a challenge. And so for us to have mutual aid agreement, I think it's important. I just wanted to point that out. Friday night, I was coming out of Praha and got almost to Lavaca County line, and there was a vehicle that had left the road and had just driven into some bushes and trees, and I could just barely see the tail lights. And so I called 911, and in Fayette County Sheriff's Department picked up. And it was in Fayette County, but I mean, it was very close to the line. And so, and notified them that there was something going on. So this collaboration, communication, connection that we have is vitally important. So I appreciate your leadership on this.
And not to say that we haven't had mutual aid agreements in place. This is just revitalizing that mutual aid agreement, and the five county fire departments working together. We also work across county lines, and that's very important as well to recognize. And the next phase of this, lifelong project will be getting our joining counties into in alignment with us. We had an incident in Moulton where the fire was 4 miles outside of Moulton. It's in Gonzales County. The dispatcher recognized it as Gonzales County, and then here we are. We have some dispute of how fast the fire departments are getting there when Moulton was only 4 miles away. And so it was about 10 minutes before Moulton got on scene, which was a lot of wasted, valuable time. Nothing to do with the fire departments themselves. It's just it's a dot on a map, and sometimes it gets confusing across county lines and with addresses. So Wayne Fairclough lives in Lavaca County, but it's got a Schulenburg address. So that's confusing sometimes, and especially at 2 a.m. in the morning. And so we're getting to the point where pretty close, and if it's not already happening, and maybe Sheriff can speak more on this, but when it's structure fire, that means multiple units are dispatched. We're not waiting for the second or third call out. If it says structure fire, that's going to be multiple agencies responding, and that's pretty much what the mutual aid agreement is all about. Anyway, with that, I had a motion by Precinct 4, second by Precinct 3 to approve the Lavaca County Fire Association's mutual aid agreement. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. That motion passes. Item number 7, discuss and approve certificate of exemption from subdivision requirements for Irvin and Bernice Niscora on County Road 250. That's found on page 7 and 9. Anybody want to take the lead on that?
Yes, I make a motion to approve item number 8, the certificate of exemption from subdivision requirements for Irvin and Bernice Descar, County Road 250.
Second.
Motion made by Precinct 2, second by Precinct 1 to approve the certificate of exemption from subdivision requirements for Irvin and Bernice Niscora on County Road 250. Any discussion?
Yes, this is basically a gift of, parents down to children, and they're subdividing it, so the parents are no longer alive. So it's been deeded to the kids, and they went in and subdivided. There's 5 brothers, and so this particular tract, I think, involves 3. So we're going to see the next item on the agenda is going to basically mirror this.
And these three tracts are well within size, 33, 30, and 34 acres respectively.
In all fronts,
Okay.
County Road 250, and so,
Gotcha. All right,
yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, it's,
Any other discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. That motion passes. Now, next, found on page 10 through 12, discuss and approve certificate of exemption from subdivision requirements for Irvin and Bernice Niscora on County Road 247.
yeah. This is basically the same thing. We found that this is a family subdividing or parceling out land, I think they need a better word, to relatives. Upon examination, it's determination of Commissioners Court that this certificate of exemption should be extended to Irvin and Bernice Niscora. So,
Okay, and all tracts have road frontage, correct?
yes,
Okay, do we hear a motion?
I so moved.
Second.
Motion made by Precinct 2, second by Precinct 1 to approve the certificate of exemption from subdivision requirements for Irvin and Bernice Niscora on County Road 247. Any other further discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. That motion passes. Number 9, discuss and acknowledge Lavaca County Election Board appointment of members of the early voting ballot for the March 5th, 2024 Republican and Democratic parties, or Democratic primaries. That's found on page 13. The election board met on February 15th, 2024 at 10 a.m. and made those signed off on those members who were elected to the early voting ballot board. Do I hear a motion?
I so moved.
Second.
Motion made by Precinct 2, second by Precinct 1 to acknowledge the Lavaca County Election Board appointment of members of the early voting ballot for the March 5th, 2024 Republican and Democratic primaries. Any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. That motion passes. Item number 10, discuss and acknowledge Lavaca County Central Appraisal District final 2023 Methods and Assistance Program. Do we have, is Ms. Pam Lathrop here? You want to come forward? Pam Lathrop is our chief appraiser, and we just wanted to put this on our agenda to acknowledge the stellar work you're doing in the appraisal district office. This report shows 0 demerits. Anything, I mean, you want to discuss with us, or?
I'm sorry, do what?
We just wanted to bring this agenda item up because of the report itself from the Maps Assistance Program. Maybe you can explain it to us and discuss a little bit about the program, or?
Y'all want to know what this is about?
Sure.
Is that what you're asking?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm sorry, I've been acoustics so bad here. Basically, what this is it's one of our audits that we receive from the comptroller's office, and we receive audits every year in one form or another. This year, we're having a property value study audit, and so they come in, and they're going to be testing to see that we're appraising property at market value. If our school districts fail, it affects school district funding. So it's very important that we're appraising property at market value. That's one study. The MAPS study, that's the next year. We just had that last year. And as y'all can see, they come in and it's looking how are we operating in our office? Are we doing everything that the tax code says that we should be doing? And the reviewer will come in. Usually they spend about a week, and they go through our system. They go through our applications that we process, all kinds of stuff. They look at, are we having board meetings like we should be having? Is our staff trained and licensed like they're supposed to be? And then all meeting every tax code requirements. This particular audit that we did, we got all good grades. So that's not always the case. Not that we get bad, but sometimes there may be a recommendation or something like that. But this time we did not have one, and so I was very pleased about that. I've got to give the credit to my staff because if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be able to do that. And also to our board of directors. I can't emphasize that enough because there are so many requirements of us, and if we don't have the resources to do that, it reflects in these studies. And so I really appreciate both.
Well, I think we can't say enough. You want to add anything?
Yes, I would. I'd just like to, congratulate you and your staff and your board of directors for the job that you do, and it really here for being recognized, by the state comptroller's office in making the quarterly magazine. They held up Lavaca County as being exemplary, and so that's a testament to you and to your staff and to the board of directors and the work that you do. And we take it for granted. We say, well, it's not an easy job. It's not a job that you always get kudos for, but it's an important job, Pam, and we appreciate that because you work through the comptroller's office, who is working through the state legislature, and the legislature is providing them with the guidelines, to inflict, if I could say that, upon you. And so they give you direction and ask you to provide, I guess, the structure that you do, the programs that you use, the people that you have that are trained. So it's really it's kudos for you and really for Lavaca County. I mean, for us to make the quarterly magazine in the state comptroller's office and then to point out Lavaca County's doing it right. I mean, that's just, it's almost unheard of. And so I just want to commend you and thank you for the job that you do and for the way you handle a job that's not easy to do. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Well, we do, and thank y'all for acknowledging that. We really, I think I can speak for all of us, we were just like, oh, somebody else.
Can we have your staff stand so we just acknowledge them?
Yeah.
Could they stand for us, or we just want to?
Yes, yes. Awesome staff, they keep me in line.
Phenomenal job,
Yeah, thank you
and
for
to all
that.
of you. And again, we go to conferences. I was at a conference last week in College Station. There is chaos throughout the state of Texas in certain areas of government, of course, but right here's not one of them. And when I get this report, there's no recommendations that they made to you guys. You're doing everything right and by the book. We hear the complaints. I mean, people complain about roads of this, roads of that. My appraisals went up. Everyone complains about it, but you're doing a stellar job and you're doing a fair job, and that's what shows up in this report. And I think that's commendable to you guys for doing that. And
Well, and other than our board, our chairman, Mr. Finner is here, I'd like to call out the wonderful job that our appraisal review board does. They are the ones that actually hear people come in and protesting. And so, but that is not an easy job for them to do, because they're sitting there, they're listening to the property owner and of course the appraisal district, but they're also trying to make decisions on their own properties of people that is their peers. And that is a very hard job, and they do a wonderful job too. They don't always go with us, they don't always go with the property owner, but they're very, very fair.
and it takes a team. That's the whole. I've been stressing that for the last couple of years. It takes a village to do everything fair and by the book, and I think you're doing a stellar job of that, and that shows in this report for certain. So,
Well, thank y'all very much. We do
thank you for doing what you
appreciate
do. We appreciate
Thank
you.
Thank you.
All right, do I hear a motion to accept the report?
So moved. Second.
Motion made by Precinct 4, second by Precinct 3, to acknowledge the Lavaca County Central Appraisal District Final 2023 Methods and Assistance Program Report. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. That motion passes. Number 11, found on page 30 and 30 through 33, discuss and approve giving consent for LCRA to replace a new 138 was it kilovolts transmission line located near the intersection of County Road 166 and US Highway 98 and 77. Do I hear a motion?
Also moved.
Second.
Motion made by Precinct 2, second by Precinct 1, to approve giving consent for LCRA to replace a new transmission line pole located near the intersection of County Road 166 and US Highway 90A and 77. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Number 12, discuss and approve Lavaca County Road Plan and Paving Agreement. There's no attachment. Do we want to give any updates?
Yeah, I just want to give the update. We went ahead and took our distributor hot oil truck to San Antonio. We got an estimate on it. We're going to proceed to fix it. And I'm still looking at waiting to set up a date to really get a good price on a new lay down machine
Okay.
for chip seal.
So we're still working on pricing and getting our equipment together?
Yes.
Okay.
We also have another piece of equipment we just purchased. It's a vibratory, is that what it's called? Pad foot roller,
Pneumatic, I'm sorry.
pneumatic pad foot
Lot of
roller.
roller tire.
That's a roller. So we just about have everything we need except that oil truck and a chip spreader.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I did talk to the company about the old chip spreader we have, and it would be best for us to go ahead and sell it on gov deals for what they would give us on trade.
Okay?
It's maybe a little past its prime, but they don't want to really jack with it.
We called it a piece of equipment. It's a little worse than that.
A piece of something,
It's a piece of something.
All right. One thing I had to add, two things I was going to add in passing with one of you, I think it was Precinct 1, we were talking about, low water crossings, and ever you came back, Commissioner, you came back and told me how many low water crossings you
have
have in
about-
Precinct 1.
We have about 16 low water crossings that they come up and they go down. Some of them stay up higher than some, if that makes any sense at all. But the people from Lavaca County know the area. People that come in and buy property, and we get 4 or 5 inches of rain, and a creek comes up, and a high water comes up, and they're stuck out there. I cannot control what comes down in water. Most people are smart enough to say, I better not try to cross that. It's swift water. A lot of people can use a fence as a gauge. Oh, there's 3 wires showing. I better not try to cross that because they might be a foot deep, foot and a half deep. But when there's 1 wire showing, you ought to have an inclination to know that's pretty deep. And for us to build a bridge on 16 crossings at about $800,000 a bridge, we cannot afford that. But if you know it's going to rain, if a storm is in the Gulf moving this way and you know it's going to make the creeks rise and the low water crossings are going to flood, prepare in advance, do something in advance of that water coming up. If you need groceries, go to town and get them, come back, or just load your family up and cross the creek. You bound to have some kinfolks you can stay with. But I don't think we have enough money to build 16 bridges in Precinct 1. I don't know how many Precinct 4, 3, or 2 has, but I know you have them. So
Yeah.
I don't know what the answer
Well, that's the thing,
is.
it's a financial equation which we
Yes.
don't have to do it right, and historically it hasn't been a problem. The society now says, well, we've got kids' ball games on Saturday morning, we've got things to do, and well, it rained last night, and you can't get to town, and so you just, sorry.
I'm sorry, you can't get to town, that's correct.
But, you know, where it costs you $30,000 to do a low water crossing was $500,000 to do a bridge.
We can put a low water crossing in, but that doesn't mean you're gonna be able to cross it. That's just to help you or to maybe take care of a little flood, not a big flood.
Thus the term low water.
Low water.
The last thing I wanted to add, again, it was a conference last week in College Station, and we sat on a program by an SMU professor. It was about the state of the economy, Texas economy, and I brought with me a map. I don't have authorization to give this map out, I don't think, but I can talk about the map. The map was just eye-opening, shows the growth in Texas. 149 counties are set to decline in population, 149. So, yes, wow, but where does it lead the rest of us? And all of a sudden, you look at Houston and you look at San Antonio, Austin, you see these hotspot red marks on the map. You see this one dot in the middle, and that was Lavaca County on that map. And I was like, my goodness, you know, we've been feeling that pressure, we've been sensing it, and there it is, and it showed 51%. Anywhere expected 50 to 51% growth in our county over the next 40 years.
Wow.
Now that sounds scary, but with 22,000 people and you're looking at 50% growth, that's only 11,000 more people. It's not that big a deal, but it is a big deal. And it's something that we as commissioners court cannot take for granted. We have to put, the subject matter here is we have to prepare for the growth. As the growth comes in, we need to take some of that money and put it back in the roads. We have to grow with the growth. And so that's the whole purpose of this road plan and paving agreement is, as the county grows, we can put more money in y'all's budgets to pave with. And that's the principle, that we want better roads, better infrastructure, better bridges, better water crossings. But 51%, and we were right there smack dab in the middle. If you remember last summer, I don't remember who was with me. Senator Cornyn's office came in. Who was with? You were there? Kenny was there? About the growth. Senator Cornyn's office out of Houston came in to meet with us. They said they want to know why we were growing when everyone around us is shrinking. I'm like, well, I mean, what is it? It's a great community, 7 great school districts, 4 great private schools, at least 3 private schools right now. I think one's going to close maybe. But we're doing everything right, and people are attracted to that. And property values are increasing, and that's attracting more people. It's people are jumping in the market right now before that explodes. But anyway, I just want to say that it's important that this plan, this road plan and paving agreement we keep rolling it and get it to fruition so we can pave more roads eventually. That's the goal. And I don't have anything else to add. Do you have anything else?
The only other thing I can mention is when we pave a road, the speed limit automatically goes from 40 miles an hour to 75. It does. They travel down a paved road at a fast rate.
Well, and it goes back to law enforcement, to EMS, to first responders getting to these locations faster and more efficient. So it's important that this court stays on this topic. I did meet with TAC on the subject individually. I met with 2 judicial liaison personnel and said we're on the right path and that, yes, we have the full capacity of the court to enter into this agreement on our own. They basically called it a unit system for paving only. In other words, a unit system does not work for this county because of all the maintenance you guys have to do, 871 miles of roads. But for paving only, we can create this unit system amongst ourselves, basically a memorandum of understanding amongst the 5 of us of how we're going to pave more roads with, and then, hopefully put some more money towards that endeavor. So that's where we are. But hopefully we'll be continuing to work on that. Oh, I wanted the court's permission to, I'm going to probably put out a request to all other county judges who have a similar agreement to see if they have something in place already.
Yeah, do
And
that.
let's look at it, and at least, and you can talk to them, what are the pros and cons, pitfalls of moving into this agreement. So hopefully I'll put out I'll request some information and I'll see what I can find.
Okay.
Bring that back to the court. Anything else on this subject? Do we have anything to prove or not?
No, I leave it just for discussion.
All right. Well, let's move on to item number 13, we're going to table that to last, so 13 will be 26 essentially. So do I have a motion to table the executive session to
Yes.
item number 26, okay. Motion made by precinct 1, second by precinct 2 to table item number 13 to make it item number 26. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Okay, the executive session will be held last today. Do I have a motion to move into consent agenda?
Yes.
Second.
Motion made by precinct 1, second by precinct 2 to move into consent agenda. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. We now are in consent, and our microphones will go off at this time while we're signing paperwork. All right, we are out of consent. Our last agenda item for the day is going to be an executive session. Item number 13 was moved to 26, and it reads, executive session. The following items may be discussed in a closed meeting. A, seek the advice of the attorney for the governmental body on matters that are protected by the attorney-client privilege, and B, the discussion of personnel matters. Do I have a motion to move into exec session?
So moved. Second.
Motion made by precinct 3, second by precinct 4 to move into executive session, and that time will be 11:15. I will tell the court before we adjourn back into the office is that when we're adjourned out of exec session, we will call the clerk to come back down, and she'll close the meeting out here on record. There's nothing to vote on after this exec session whatsoever, so we will not take a vote on anything. That way, we don't all have to come back here, but the clerk will come back down, and only until the clerk gets here is when we'll close the session. Yeah, we're going to vote on this. Okay, so motion made by precinct 3, second by precinct 4 to move into executive session at 11:15. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, same sign. We are in executive session, and we're going to go back into my office to do this.